$40 silver hurdle. That is what we're going to talk about today. Sat down last night with the coin shop owner that I work for, getting his thoughts. A few of you have asked me to sit down with him. He won't come on camera. He don't like YouTube. He don't like the internet. So he won't do it. So I can only pass on what he's saying to me. Help me out with the thumbs up, my friends. That helps get the videos out to more and more people. Trying to get to 7,500 subscribers. Once we hit that, we will do the next giveaway. Keep that in mind. We're getting close. We're 165 away from that goal. Help me out so we can do the giveaway faster. Let's get into the video right now. $40 silver hurdle. We got close. We had a pullback. That was expected at the end of the month of July anyways. I reported on that. I said, watch out for a pullback later in July. I was right on key. Right on key with that. We're starting to build back up. It's going to take a little bit of time before we get to 40, I do believe. How much time? I don't know. But we got to take a step back. Remember at Christmas time, we were getting close to $30 an ounce. And we had a pretty big pullback. We all thought, well, most of us thought, I even thought, this is it. This is it. We're running now. Okay, look where we are now. We're after the holidays, of course. We have jumped up quite a bit since the beginning of the year. We should be quite happy with silver's performance since January. We got to be really happy about that. We're not down. We're up quite a bit. Even though it may not be like $7.5, that's a huge gain in silver right now. Okay, we have to be patient. And I know we're probably sick of all being patient. I get it. We all get it. What we are seeing right now is some tensions. COMEX is trying to beat it down. The LBMA is trying to beat it back down. It's contracts. Remember, the price you're seeing is paper price. It's not physical price. We all know that with the premiums on this silver. So where do we go from here? So I asked our owner that question last night. Where do we go from here? He says, where do we go from here? He says, this is his opinion. This is not financial advice. This is just his thoughts. He's been in this business since 1982. So he's got a little bit of knowledge of what might happen. Nobody knows, okay? I'm going to put that. Nobody knows out there. No YouTuber knows. Nobody so-called experts know. Nobody knows. Going to put that out there. Just can't come on here and lie about that, because nobody can tell you exactly where it's going to go tomorrow, next month, whatever. This is his thoughts, though. He said once it gets to 40, we're probably going to see a run up to 48. People are going to start panicking at 40. They're going to see it go to 41, 42. The buyers will come in. We're going to get a run up to 48. We're going to see a steep dip, meaning from 48 about to 42. And it's going to happen. This is his opinion how it's going to work. 48 to 42 very fast. He says that will get the last shakeout, the last strong hand, the weaker hands, the last group. And probably, he says, it'll shake out some people who just starting to come into the market at 41, 42, 43, right up to 48, a steep downline to 42. Once that all shakeout happens, it's running, he says. I don't know if that's going to be true or not. That very well could play out just like that. Get the last weak hands out, and the ones that have the strongest hands of them all. Then he says, somewhere around that time frame, shortly after 6 to 6 to 18 months after that happens, we're going digital currency or stable coin crap, whatever you want to call it. It's not going to be no more paper, my friends. We're all going to be owned by the so-called control of stable coins or digital currency, whatever they want to call it then. Be prepared, he says. Don't sell if you don't have to sell. Now, there are different reasons why people are selling right now. A, people are broke. 2, people have plans for the cash. The other group of people have no plans for the cash. They're just in panic mode in selling. He says, don't get in panic mode in selling when you don't need to. So no matter what type of silver you have or gold you have, don't get into the panic mode of selling. You're gonna have strong. He said you're gonna have the strongest hands when you see it go to 48 and dip back to about 42 or so. And a lot of people are gonna come on this channel and troll us. See, we told you it's gonna dip. It's gonna take a reverse course, my friends. He says it's gonna take a reverse course and tick right back up, and we're not looking back after that. Those are his opinion. Not saying it's going to happen exactly that way, exactly those prices, somewhere around that ballpark. That is what he's thinking is going to happen. So first, we got to get to 40. Then I asked him, he says, where do you think silver will be at the end of the year? He said it could go a couple different ways. He said it could stay right around this price now. If we see more tensions with Ukraine and Russia, or we start getting involved, that could be a very likely, but we are involved. They just don't want to admit it. That could be a very likely scenario play out there. That will drive up the price as well faster than ever. There's a lot of variables right now going on. I'm still stacking, my friends. He's still stacking. At his age, he's 89 years old. So, he's still stacking for himself. He takes a little bit of his profits and gets silver and gold. And he's turning more into a silver bug than a gold bug. He said, I think I got enough gold anyways. And he says, look, if something really happens and I can't do this anymore and I have to shut this shop down, he says, I'm not planning to shut the shop down, but he says, I got the silver and gold here at the shop too. It's mine. Technically, it's his. So yes, he's got so-called plenty of silver and gold. You know, there are some shops out there struggling, he says, trying to make ends meet. There's a lot of people selling right now because people need the money. And we try to pay up when people need the money. We don't try to take advantage of people like some people say on the channel that coin shops take advantage of people. No, we're playing the market as anybody else would. The thing we're not doing, we're not smelting a lot of it down. And we give the public a buying opportunity to buy the stuff that we are going to so-called smelt down. If it's toned up, dinged up, nicked up, whatever. Beat to heck. That is what we try to do. Put out there on the floor for 2 weeks. If it don't sell, then it goes. And it's really going to be really bad for us to do it too. But we give the public the buying opportunity, even if we get too much stuff in at one time. We try not to refuse any buybacks at all. And we will put out for the same price we get it for the smelters for. Of course, we pay a little bit less. Say, look, we can't do this much. If you want to sell it all, that's fine, but this is the price we're offering. And we're very upfront what we're going to do with it. Check out channel sponsor Pinbacks, my friends. This week, they got gold, fractional gold this week. Britannia's. Half ounce, 10th ounce, quarter ounce. People ask me to put the prices in there. It is so hard to put prices in there because prices are changing all the time. I hope people realize that. I'm not trying to hide nothing here. Prices are changing all the time, especially for gold. Gold is just so, it can be up $30 an ounce, down plus $40 in an ounce in an hour. Look, gold's very hard to put prices on for a video. There are competitive prices out there. Pinbacks is very competitive with their prices right now. It is really a good pickup if you're interested in some fractional gold. Check them out. PIMBEX.com and go to the Britannia's Gold page and you'll see what I'm talking about. Let them know that Crazy Coin Shop Chris sent you. Thank you, Pinbacks, for sponsoring my channel, Coin Shop Chris. Thank you to the viewer out there because it's not possible without you. I reported yesterday that a big hoard of silver, these folks want to sell off slowly. Well, he came in today because we did call him up and say we needed more of those 5-ounce bars. The 5-ounce bars right now seem to be selling pretty well for us at the shop. And the higher end silver because we're not charging an arm and a leg for them as well. Germanium mint bars, for an example. 9 fine mint bars. Scott Steele's bars. If he brought any in. He didn't bring any in the last 2 days. Just to give you some brand names out there. We're paying up $1 if they're in good shape. If they're in mint condition, we're paying up for them. We're paying $1.50 over an ounce. Then we're charging $3 over an ounce. So we're only making $1.50 an ounce. So if anybody thinks that's highway robbery, well then I'm sorry. Go open your own coin shop then. And you'll see what you really make for profits. After everything's done, paid for, after he pays me, after the owner pays the other workers, the light bill, the taxes, it's about moving ounces. Both in silver and gold. There's not a huge profit margin in this. And if anybody thinks that, go scream at Walmart. Go scream at CVS. Go scream at Walgreens when they're charging on some of their items 80% profit margin. People don't realize how much these stores on some of these items are making for a profit. They don't realize it. You're paying a lot. Clothes. You want to see a profit margin in clothes? Well, I'll tell you this quick story. I worked at CVS. I've told this story just before. I was in the kids section. My job was lawn and garden, TVs, appliances. But they needed some help in kids' clothing. So I volunteered. I said, yeah, I will change my pay rate. And instead of getting my commission check, I'll go here for a week and I'll get a little bit better pay. I won't get as much as pay with the commission, but that's all right. I'll take to help the team out. Little girl boots. Store pays $1.29 for those boots. $1.29. That's what the store's paid. Regular retail value, $29.99. That week they happened to be on sale for $24.99. $5 off. People think they're getting a deal. The store's cost was only paid $1.29. You want to talk about a ripoff? Go to your clothing stores and find out how much profit margin is really taken off of that. Go to CVS. Go to Walgreens. Go to Walmart. Batteries, alkaline batteries. I'm talking about AA's and AAA's. Find out how much batteries really cost that store and see what they're really charging for. That's just one example. There are many, many examples. Laundry soap, shampoo. You want to talk about a markup? And some people want to come down on coin shops and online dealers for jacking up the prices? No, that's not what we do. The premiums come from the dealers, the Wholesalers. That's where the premiums come in. Premiums come in, set in from market demand. Right now, the market is down for physical silver overall, and the premiums are a lot lower. We've seen them a lot higher before. So until people actually, to some of these people that come on here and say coin shops rip you off, coin shops take advantage of the people. Absolutely not. That's untrue. You know, because some of those people don't know what the heck they're talking about, because they got zero retail experience together. Because if they did have retail experience, they would know what replacement cost is. And that is what it's about. It's about replacement costs. It's just like if you get a price hike at your Walmarts, your CVS's. They're not going to wait till they run out of that product. They're going to jack up the prices because their prices, they already know they're going to get on the back end of it a higher price. So it's about when a price hike happens and it does get passed down to the consumers, whatever's left on that shelf is going to get risen as well. That's just how business works. And I know some people don't like to hear that, but that is just the truth. Some people would say, but why don't they just sell out what they have, then raise the prices? It don't work that way. Business don't work that way. It's called replacement cost. Trying to keep inventory in the stores. Every store battles with inventories. Every coin shop battles with inventories. Every online dealer battles with inventories. Trying to keep enough in. You just don't know what's going to happen next. We have always said, and I've learned this a long time ago, it's better to have more than you need than not enough. And I'll give you a perfect example of this. When I worked in Maine, at the pizza joint, ice storm of 98. We knew there was a lot of people without no power. So we knew we had to make extra pizza dough. We knew we had to order extra bread for sandwiches. We knew we had to slice extra onions, green peppers, tomatoes. Order extra of everything. So we planned for that. On a normal day, you would probably do about 30 small pizzas. On a normal day, you probably do 50 to 100 medium-sized pizzas. On a normal day, you probably do 125 large in a single day. That's just the pizzas. Not going to get into sandwiches. Ice storm came. Second day or third day this was. I had tripled up everything. One of the owners came in and he says, this is his words, what the hell are you doing, Chris? You're never going to sell that much. I took a $100 bill out of my pocket. I just got paid. I said, I bet you $100 I sell every single one. And he says, I don't want to. I said, what, are you afraid you're going to lose, Rick? Are you afraid you're going to lose? I said, you got the money to bet this $100? I said, I sure hell don't, because I know I'm going to win this one. So he finally decided to bet me. I says, here, you hang on to my 100. He says, no, you keep it in the safe. Call me later tonight. We closed at midnight. We were out of the pizzas by 11:05. Almost an hour before we closed. We were stuck with making sandwiches. Sometimes you can't plan for what's coming. Keep stacking, my friends. Only sell when you need to sell. And if you know ahead of time, this is why. I've always said on this channel, I got a track record of this. Get to know your local coin shops. Even if you're not in the selling position now. Even though you may not be buying anything for a while. Or you stack, you believe you stack, it's just right, you don't want to add anymore, you think you got enough, fine, whatever, that's your opinion. I always say you should be stacking all the time, even if it's an ounce or two every single time you get paid. That's just my personal opinion. Always keep stacking. But some people say they think they got enough. Okay, fine. Build that relationship up now. It don't mean you're going to sell. Go in there and talk to them. Even if you got to go in there and just say, hi, how are you doing? You know, maybe you pick up a couple silver dimes for the conversation or something like that. Build that relationship. That's crucial right now. It is crucial people get out there to your local restaurants, their local butcher shops, their local farmers markets. Build a relationship with those people. Local. And I'm not talking about your chain restaurants, your chain stores. I'm talking about local businesses. Or just local to you. Those are the relationships you need to start building a relationship up with. And it's okay. And I've had people ask me, why would you want to give up silver now when you don't have to? Look. A, you don't have to. Okay, that's A. B, you build a relationship even if you gave up a couple silver dimes or an ounce of silver now. It builds that trust. It builds that relationship up now. Because when the shit hits the fan, and it's going to, you will be a lot better off. You will be a lot better off for building that relationship than somebody that did not build that relationship. And I apologize I used the S word. It just came out. I just realized I said it too. But anywho, that is how you build a relationship with your local communities. You don't have to do it every single transaction right now. It could be once every 3 months. Once every 4 months, whatever. You don't have to give up a lot of silver right now. It could be a part of a payment right now. Just to get the transaction moving, to build that relationship. Because when it does hit the fan, you will be better off. I guarantee you that. They will remember you. They will remember you. Say, this person, whatever your first name is, knew it way back when, and started billing and started paying me in silver in of August of 2025. They may not remember the exact date, they may not remember the exact month, but they're going to remember you for helping them out in so good, somewhat stable times. Just keep that in mind, my friends. Keep that in mind. You don't have to do it all at one time. Nobody knows what's going to happen. I'm just looking at what's going on right now. As I've said already, a lot of selling going on. Trying to educate people how about they sell their stuff as well, especially when they don't need to right off the bat. Like the person yesterday who has that big hoard. You know, we could have helped them out, sell it all at one time. But when you don't need to, when you know you got time to sell, for this situation here, every situation's different. That's what I need people to understand. Every situation is different. But when you know you got the time to sell it, you got to cost average out like you cost average in. It's called playing the market. You cost average when you were getting it, right? You don't need to sell right now, but you know you need to sell it by a certain date. Start cost averaging it out of your stack. That is where you need to be. You know, yes, I agree with the line, you can't take it with you. I agree with it. I understand some people that cannot convince or educate their families and thinking we're crazy by stacking this because they're so involved in meme coins and Bitcoin Ponzi schemes, or they're involved with all they think about is this every single day, thinking that's going to be around forever. But when this goes away And when we get into all this stable coin, all about government control, then what? When you have no silver and gold, then what? Then what are you going to do? You have any questions for me about silver, gold, or platinum? Please reach out to me. I'm always here for you. My email's in the description of every single video. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for your time. We will see you later today for the second video. Thanks for watching.